Hello, and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Kind of got a new one for you today. This is something that I put together during one of my recent lives, and it is the JIN, J-I-N, Vaquero kit knife. Now, as you can see, I already do have it put together here. In this one is the ebony scaled version. There are two other versions, one with bone and then another with ox bone, roughly between $65 and $68 on Amazon. Now, if you want to see me put this together, I will include a link down below with the live in which I put this kit knife together. What this video is going to focus on is the knife itself once it's been put together. First off, this is again called the JIN Vaquero. And this is a kit knife that when you purchase it, it comes with all the pieces included, including your tools required in order to put it together. They even include a little bit of knife oil or pivot oil in the kit. So you literally have everything you need in order to put this knife together. Now, once it's together, what we have here is a knife with about a 2.75 inch blade and thumb hole deployment with a reversible pocket clip. It is a liner lock knife, full steel liners, and the interesting thing on this one is it's also a Damascus blade. Now, you can see the layers there in the very highly polished blade. Now, like I said before, this is a liner lock. When you put this together, it's actually very simple. On my video, it took me a little longer because, again, I was doing a live at the time. But probably, if you've put these together before, it could take you as little as like maybe 20 minutes to do. The nice thing about these little kits is that you get to see everything that goes into putting one of these together. Now, granted, you might not be forging the steel or sanding anything down. The blade is pre-sharpened and all the parts are already sanded or smoothed down. You're literally just putting parts together to make the knife. But it's still pretty fun. And if you've never taken a knife apart before, gives you a good look at the inner workings of how some of these knives work. In this case, a liner lock knife. Now, in putting together, you do make your own adjustments. This case, I was able to get this to sit perfectly center, and it still has great fluid movement on that blade. Very smooth movement. There are, I believe, ceramic ball bearings. There are ball bearings in there, in the pivot, and a very nice detent as well. Now, the thumb hole is a little on the small side, but it's still very easy to manipulate with either the thumb, just riding that up, or even with a reverse flick. Now, once it's in the open position, it's got a really nice lockup. I'm not getting any movement up or down, left or right on that blade. Liner lock itself sits really nicely under the blade tang, and even without snapping it open, it locks up really nicely. Now, the liners, the steel liners, do extend a little past, in this case, the ebony wood scales, but they have a really nice feel to them. No harsh edges, just nice and super smooth. No jimping whatsoever on the blade or on the spine. Just very comfortable. And I can even get a full gorilla grip on this knife. Just enough handle for me. I have medium to large size hands, so I don't have the biggest hands, but I can get a full gorilla grip on this. You don't have a finger choil on the blade itself, but you do have a bit of a sharpening choil. And as you can see, it is a sheep's foot blade. Very nice profile. One of my favorite profiles for basic utility work, utility type tasks. And it does come very highly polished. Now, Mine might seem a little on the dull side, but I did apply some blade wax to it, which is probably why it's not as shiny as when I first pull it out of the box, but it's still got a nice shine to it. And for billboarding, you can see here, you got seven, I don't know what the symbol is, but you got JIN there, and on the other side, you have Damascus, and then 010R, which I guess is a part number, not quite sure. Now, all the parts that I got fit together perfectly nicely. I didn't have any loose bits. None of the screws were stripped. Everything worked really well. The instructions were really precise. And if you look at when I put this together myself, I did make a mistake and start on the wrong side of the instructions. So I missed an actual step that caused me to have to go back and redo a step. And thankfully, it was pretty easy to do. Again, it's a very simple knife to put together, but make sure when you're looking at the instructions, you take a good look at all the parts that are included, and then you start at the correct spot. It'll save you a lot of time and trouble. Otherwise, a really nice feeling knife. It's got a decent amount of heft to it. I didn't see a weight on this one, but if we look at my scale, make sure that's properly zeroed out. This one has a weight of 3.63 ounces. I don't know what the differences would be with the bone scale ones. 3.63 ounces on that. So nice, and it's not like heavy, but it has a nice feeling weight to it, even though it's not a very particularly big knife. The scale or the handle has a bit of girth to it, so it fills the hand up quite nicely when I'm holding it, and how I would normally hold it if I'm doing any cutting like this or like this. It's very comfortable in the hand. I don't feel the pocket clip being any type of irritable issue or anything, aside from maybe when I'm gorilla gripping it. I can kind of feel it behind or underneath my knuckle, but being deep carrying and having that little lip that turns down, or the tip turns down a little bit, and doesn't just stop it jutting upward, it feels pretty comfortable in the hand. And when I'm holding it in this way, or when I'm holding it like this, it essentially just disappears and it becomes a completely non-issue. Now, to take a look at how good the blade edge is out of the box, let me grab some magazine paper. Now, this isn't the first JIN kit knife that I've put together. I put together a small one called the Rhino, which is this one right here. This was actually my first kit knife that I put together. This one's a button lock. And as you can see there, about a 2.5-inch blade on this one. This one was also a really fun one to put together. And if this is any indication how good they do their blades, this is going to be really smooth. And I did do some cutting previously when I put it together on the live, and it performed really, really well. I haven't stropped this at all. Well, no, I think I did strop it lightly after the live. I think I did. Yeah, I did strop it lightly after the live. But if you watch the live, right out of the box, this thing was a laser beam, still is. Very nicely done edge on these. Now, this one was just as sharp. This was the D2 steel that was on the Rhino. The Vaquero used, like I said, a Damascus. Now, I do have a couple criticisms on this one. First of all is the screw sizes. Now, the majority of the screws for the scales as well. Okay, the screws for the scales, the pocket clip, little space filler for the pocket clip, And those screws that are inside the liner, you can't quite see them because they're underneath the wood scales, but they go through on each side of the back spacers here. They're all T6s, and then the pivot itself is a T8. I would have loved to see a uniform T8 size screw being used on all these points. I'm just not a big fan of T6 screws. I know they're still used a lot, but I know if you're not careful, they do have a tendency to strip easily. In my case, on this one, again, when I was putting this together, I just went until they were finger tight. I didn't crank on them. As long as you don't crank down on them and you stop once they get tight, you should be perfectly fine. As it stands, it feels really solid, nice solid build to it. No loose feeling parts or anything. Like I said, the lockup on the blade was great. The other criticism I have on this one is the Damascus itself. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any information. I have been unable to find any information as of yet as to the composition of the Damascus steel that they use for their blades. Now, while that doesn't take away from the fact that it was really nice and sharp, I'd love to get an idea of the metallurgy or the metals used to make this Damascus, so I got an idea of like a general idea of like how easy or hard it might be to sharpen, how often I might have to sharpen or hone. But that's a really minor thing. The other criticism I have regarding the Damascus is the patterning of the Damascus. I prefer the I'm trying to think of what how to call this. I prefer the pattern to be perpendicular to the edge, or at least kind of like a ladder pattern where they're kind of going back and forth, maybe in this direction, or a raindrop pattern, as opposed to the pattern being pretty much just lines perpendicular to the edge. That, and it's also while the polish is really really nice on this, and it's great to look at, it does kind of hide the pattern of the blade. It's not the easiest pattern to see, and I would have liked if that pattern popped a little bit more. I've considered possibly maybe sticking the knife in like a lemon or orange for a little bit to see if it would get that pattern to pop out a little more. I haven't done that yet. It's just something I'm considering. Cutting some fruit and stuff just to see if that does anything. And if I do that, I will update this video at a later time, and you can see, or do a short or something, and you can see that comes along. But otherwise, those are the only real criticisms I have on this one. For a kit knife, it's not bad. It's actually really, really impressive. I was really impressed with this knife. It feels good. It's got a great blade profile. It looks to me actually fantastic. And it's $67. I even if this wasn't a kit, and maybe if this was like say 14C27 Nitro V or something like that, I mean $67 would be just right in line with what I would pay for a knife that feels this good. Now, the reason why I omitted Damascus is because I just don't know the composition of this. And I've had Damascus steel blades that were much more expensive. I've had Damascus steel blades a lot less expensive. So I just would really like to know what kind of metal steel they've used for their Damascus forging. But otherwise, it's a great little knife that works perfectly fine. And again, the looks, at least with the ebony wood looks fantastic. You can see a little bit of brown in there, but otherwise a really dark, near black wood, and just really well done. Like, I am really impressed with the kit knife. Even I was really impressed with how well this put together and how well this worked. And they kept it going even with a larger knife. It just works really well. I think it's absolutely a gorgeous knife. And because it's a kit, like I mentioned before, it gives you a good insight as to how these are put together. So if you have other liner locks and things like that, you have a little bit more knowledge if you want to do a little bit more deep cleaning or maintenance on taking those apart and putting them back together. This will give you quite a bit more confidence, I believe. But otherwise, awesome knife from JIN. You can get these on Amazon. Again, like I said, roughly between $66 and $68, so not a bad deal, especially if you wait for some sales. The price that I've quoted is the normal price at the time of this video, but go check them out. I'll put a link down below if you want to check them out on Amazon. And let me know what you think. Have you put together any JIN knives at all? Or any kit knives for that matter? I'd love to check out more on Amazon. I might pick up a few more and maybe do another live or just do a video of me putting it together. We'll take a look and see what they have available. But if you're familiar with some other brands, or if you've got other JIN kits that you've seen that you'd like to see put together, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And if you haven't yet, please hit like, hit subscribe, and then hit the notification bell so that way you'll be notified as soon as I put down a new video. Thanks again for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.